What's going on, guys? I think I'm going to bring back an old series I used to do called You Ask, I Dive. And for the ones that don't know, basically, if you have a subject or a topic you want to know more about, leave it in the comment section. And if I pick yours, we'll do a deep dive on it because you ask, I dive. Right? And I'm going to start it off this week with something that's pretty hot topic for a lot of people right now, and they're wanting to know more about, right? Like 7 energy chakras that you have in your body. They're the energy centers, right? There's 7 chakras that determine your flow of spiritual and physical health. But did you know that your mind, your awareness, and your very experience of reality operates upon 7 distinct levels of consciousness itself? Yeah, I'm going to tell you those 7 layers of consciousness, okay? Because the people that built this system, the Matrix, the game that we're all playing right now, they need you to be stuck at level 1, right? And that's not by accident, it's all by design. So I'm going to break it down level by level, all 7 of them, and you let me know in the comment section which one you're stuck at or which one you are at, okay? Level 1 is just the foundation of the entire operation, and it's basically comfortability, right? It's being comfortable, the perfect engineered system, and most people don't even realize that they're in it. They're not suffering, and that's the genius of it. So let's start it off with number 1. You see, when people suffer, they get uncomfortable, right? Suffering makes people move. Suffering makes people ask questions. But comfort, yeah. Comfort keeps you right where they want you. Just distracted enough, just satisfied enough, just tired enough to never look for the door. And you want to know something? Science actually backs this up. A neuroscientist out of USC, right? Antonio Damasio, I think his name was, he studied brain activity and measured how humans actively make decisions. And what he found out should alarm every single one of you out there, okay? Listen to this. 95% of human decision making is below the threshold of conscious awareness. I'm going to say that one more time. 95% of human decision making happens below the threshold of conscious awareness. Do you understand what that means? That means the overwhelming majority of choices you think you're making are already programmed. You are just executing a code that was already written before you were old enough to remember who even wrote it. Sad thing is most people call that living. Yeah. That's level 1. You see, level 2 doesn't really have a name because it really doesn't announce itself. It shows up as feelings, a hollow feeling. Like the script of your life is being read to you by someone else and nothing lands the way it's supposed to, right? The job that was supposed to feel like success, it doesn't. The relationship, the house, the car, the followers, all of it, none of which fills the hole. I'm telling you, okay? And here is where the road actually splits, okay? Because most people medicate that hollowness away. Alcohol, pills, drugs, distractions, screens, anything to keep them from sitting in the silence long enough to hear what it's actually trying to tell them. But the ones who do not numb it, the ones who actually sit there and let it speak, they start to get uncomfortable. They start to move. They start to evolve, right? And when you evolve, that carries you to level 3. Here's where some fun starts to happen, right? Level 3 is where you start to connect those dots. Dots you were never supposed to connect in the first place. Like the pharmaceutical company funding the research that recommends the medication for you to take. Yeah, or maybe the news networks that's owned by the defense contractors that are pushing for war, and we all know what war does, right? Profit. Yeah, you see the food, the education, the entertainment, it's all revealing its architecture, and this is where pattern recognition starts firing across domains that the brain used to keep in a separate room. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, thought you would. Right, and the reason for that is finally gets to do what it's supposed to do is because the brain no longer is actually burning the fuel to maintain this false narrative. Yeah, imagine that. Yep, because whenever you start defending the lies and believing these lies, right, your mind, well, it starts to get the resources back, and you start to see everything. Now, level 4 is where most people get stuck at, okay? And I want you to hear it from me because I've been accused of it, okay? And this is critical. All the energy that you spent On level 3, connecting those dots, exposing the system, seeing the machinery behind the curtain. Yeah. Level 4 is where you let it out. And you let it out loud. And with some anger, I might add. Yeah. Look, the rage is real. The outrage, it's valid. Trust me, I know, okay? But here's the cold, uncomfortable truth. Okay, the system doesn't just survive on your anger. It feeds off of it. You see, an enraged population is a controlled population. Rage without direction is just fuel that runs somebody else's engine. That's real talk. I'm not even going to lie to you. You see, the system is designed to absorb those kind of licks, and it just keeps on spinning. That's why we need to come together. See, level 4 feels like awakening. It looks like awakening, but if you never move past that point, you're still in the trap. You're just a louder, angrier version of it. And level 5, well, level 5 just lives off of one question. Not what did they do to me? No, it's what did I do to build this, right? Because every single time you choose comfort over truth, yeah, level 1, you just voted for that. Every time you let fear make your decisions, level 1, right? Every time you looked away because truth was too inconvenient, too expensive, too isolating, level 1. Can't make this up. Right? And here's the real hard thing to come to grips with, right? You're not just the prisoner, you're the guard. Yeah. You're maintaining your own cage. And I'm not even going to lie to you, okay? This is the most uncomfortable realizations a human being can even arrive at. I promise you. Okay? This is exactly why most people sprint back to level 4. Because it's a lot easier to point outward than it is to look inward. But the ones who stay on level 5, the ones who actually own it, they're the ones who become dangerous to the system, but in the best way possible. Level 6 is where the game changes entirely, because level 6 is the moment you understand that your thoughts are not just your thoughts, they're instructions, right? Because neuroscience has demonstrated that the brain cannot reliably distinguish between a vivid, detailed, imagined experience or a real one. Imagine that. You see the same neural architecture firing points in the brain, the same emotional and psychological responses happen and are triggered. Which means, hear me out, guys, you're not the passenger in reality. You're the architecture of it. Yeah, I know it's a shocker. What you focus on, what you rehearse in your mind, what you give your emotional energy to, you're all building off of that, right? Whether you know it or not. So level 6 is the moment you stop building by accident and you start building on purpose. You know, the life you want, the version of yourself you know you're capable of. You literally have the biological equipment to construct all of it, right? The question is whether you're going to use it continuously or keep letting the program use it for you. And there's level 7. Level 7 is not complicated at all, guys. It doesn't require a philosophy degree, a monastery, or years of meditation. Although those things do come in handy and they have their place. Level 7 looks exactly like it all looked before the world told you what to be afraid of. Does that make any sense? Let me give you an example, okay? You ever watch a child wake up in the morning, right? There's no performance, no agenda. There's no inventory of yesterday's failures or rehearsals of tomorrow's anxieties, right? They're just in that moment, right? And that moment is enough. Matter of fact, they're ready to be in that moment with everything they got. Real talk. Okay, that's not being naive, that's not being ignorant. That is literally the most advanced state of human consciousness available to us. But school kind of took that away from us, right? It's presence without armor. See, level 7 is waking up and understanding that you are here right now, and that alone is extraordinary in itself, right? So there it is. 7 levels of consciousness of this matrix. Question is that actually matters now is what level are you on? And more importantly, are you willing to go higher? I'll be looking for the next topic because you ask, I dive. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Later.